In just 10 minutes, uncover 10 mind-bending takeaways from Alex Ferrari's talk with Dr. Theresa Bullard on how quantum science just proved ancient mystics were right, why AI might trigger spiritual awakening, and how hidden knowledge is being revealed again. This is where science meets soul and technology meets prophecy. Don't miss what's coming. Takeaway 1. Science and spirituality are reuniting. Dr. Theresa Bullard explains that science and spirituality were never meant to be separate. In ancient times, alchemists like Isaac Newton practiced both. But during the dominance of religious institutions, scientists had to hide their spiritual work to avoid being labeled heretics. Over time, science became all about the material world, cutting out consciousness and soul. Today, however, quantum physics is bringing these two fields back together. Concepts like the observer effect, entanglement, and the unified field mirror, spiritual ideas that mystics have spoken about for thousands of years. For example, Schrödinger, one of the fathers of quantum physics, studied the ancient Vedas and said, "There is only one mind." Dr. Bullard notes this as a clear sign that science is rediscovering what spirituality always knew, that everything is connected. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 2. Quantum physics reflects ancient mysticism. The language of quantum physics often sounds like ancient spiritual teachings. Dr. Bullard points out how ideas like uncertainty, the observer effect, and non-locality challenge the rigid logic of classical science. She explains how Einstein disliked the unpredictable nature of quantum theory, famously saying, "God doesn't play dice with the universe." Still, younger scientists like Bohr and Heisenberg embraced the mystery. They started asking deeper questions about what it means to observe reality. This mirrors old mystical teachings about perception shaping experience. For example, ancient Indian texts like the Upanishads teach that the world we see is shaped by our own consciousness. Today's quantum science seems to say the same thing in a different language. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 3. Technology needs soul to guide it. Dr. Bullard warns that while technology is racing forward, it must not outpace our humanity. The rise of artificial intelligence and quantum computing has opened incredible new doors. But these tools can be dangerous if guided only by ego, greed, or ideology. She points out that the people creating these systems often build their own biases into them. This includes everything from political leanings to narrow worldviews. She explains that AI is built in our image, but not necessarily in our highest spiritual image. Without soul, technology can turn humans into machines. For example, she compares this situation to how powerful societies in the past relied on slaves so their elite could focus on thinking and philosophy. Today, AI is our modern slave, and we must make sure we remain noble thinkers, not careless masters. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 4. Quantum computing will change everything. Quantum computers work on principles like superposition and entanglement, which allow them to process vast amounts of information almost instantly. Dr. Bullard explains that while normal computers run on binary code made of ones and zeros, quantum computers can hold multiple states at once. This means they can solve problems in seconds that would take regular computers thousands of years. She warns this power can break all current codes and destroy traditional privacy if misused. But if used wisely, it could unlock new medicine, free energy, and solutions to global crises. For example, scientists are already experimenting with quantum networks that allow instant communication over long distances using entangled photons. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 5. AI can trigger spiritual awakening. AI is not conscious like humans, but Dr. Bullard believes it can still act as a kind of mirror. It can show us ideas that we need to see, sometimes in ways we don't expect. She describes AI as a synchronicity tool, something that brings us the right message at the right time, like a spiritual signpost. However, she warns that we should not treat AI like an oracle or guru. It should not replace meditation, self-inquiry, or divine connection. For example, one of her team members asked ChatGPT to write a spiritual newsletter about the winter solstice. The result was surprisingly profound. Even though she edited it later, Dr. Bullard admitted, "I never would have thought of that. It was brilliant." But she emphasized the need for human discernment in using such tools. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 6. Ancient cycles warn of massive change. Dr. Bullard explains that we are in the middle of a rare combination of astrological and energetic cycles. These include a 22-year transformation cycle that started in 2021 and a 500-year cosmic alignment similar to what occurred during the Renaissance. She also connects this shift to the end of the Kali Yuga, a long dark age in Hindu belief. According to her, all these cycles point to a time of rebirth, innovation, and spiritual awakening. She believes we are being called to ask, what does it mean to be human? For example, she says that Pluto has moved into Aquarius, where it will stay for 20 years. This signals a new age of technology, freedom, and individual empowerment, but also one that demands deeper soul work. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 7. We are in a spiritual renaissance. Just like the Renaissance brought art, science, and soul back to life, today we are at another major awakening. Dr. Bullard says humanity is spiraling upward through cycles of growth. The difference now is that we are globally connected, which means this renaissance is not limited to Europe or any one region. Through the internet, ideas spread fast and deeply influence collective consciousness. She explains that the last time this 500-year cycle occurred, people like Michelangelo were sculpting David and painting the Sistine Chapel. Today, the canvas is bigger. For example, she believes AI, blockchain, and quantum tech will soon merge into a new kind of human experience that is both spiritual and high-tech. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 8. Crystals are more than pretty stones. Dr. Bullard shares that crystals are built from highly ordered atomic structures called lattices. This structure allows them to hold energy, interact with light, and even create electrical effects. Quartz, for example, is used in watches because it vibrates at a consistent rate. From a spiritual angle, she says crystals also carry frequencies and even a form of sentience. The imperfections in a crystal give it unique properties and energy. She also talks about how different colors of crystals filter light in different ways, affecting human energy fields. For example, amethyst has a calming purple vibration, while rose quartz emits a gentle, loving energy. Crystals, she says, can absorb your intentions and reflect them back in subtle ways. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 9. Hidden knowledge is being revealed again. Throughout the podcast, Dr. Bullard refers to teachings from ancient Egypt, Kabbalah, and the Vedas. These mystery traditions contain wisdom about the universe, energy, and human consciousness that science is only now beginning to rediscover. She shares that the golden ratio, sacred geometry, and even musical harmonics are all ways in which nature expresses divine order. She explains that ancient people understood these truths without modern tools. For example, pyramids align with celestial patterns and were likely designed using sacred geometry. As quantum science opens new doors, she believes the time has come to reawaken these hidden teachings and blend them with modern understanding. Now let's move to the last takeaway. Takeaway 10. We must evolve or be left behind. In the final moments of the podcast, Dr. Bullard gives a strong message. She says, you can either get pummeled by the wave of change, or you can learn to surf it. As technology evolves at an accelerating pace, people who cling to the past will find themselves obsolete. She urges viewers to stay flexible, curious, and open to learning new skills. She believes AI can help people let go of repetitive jobs and discover their true passions. For example, a person who hates office work might find joy in art, healing, or teaching once freed from mundane tasks. But this shift requires courage. The future belongs to those willing to reinvent themselves and rise to a higher purpose. Here is a brief introduction about Dr. Theresa Bullard. Dr. Theresa Bullard is a Ph.D. physicist, author, and international teacher who bridges quantum science with ancient wisdom to empower personal transformation. As the host of Mystery Teachings on Gaia TV and a senior instructor with the Modern Mystery School, she blends cutting-edge physics with metaphysical teachings to awaken human potential. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support this channel, hit the thanks button below. It really helps us keep going. If you enjoyed this summary, please leave a like and share it in your WhatsApp groups. To join discussion about this video, drop a comment below. And for more videos like this, hit the subscribe button below.